Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Oh, the lighting is so bad in here. I'm like looking, where can I get some good lighting? Well, I can't because it's late at night and the lighting in this room is very, very low lit. I have to sit back against this couch because I'm so tired. Okay, so time and temperature check. We have to do the time and temperature check. It is currently 12:21 a.m. I almost said p.m. a.m. and the temperature in Miami, Florida right now is, let's see, it is 74 degrees outside and very, very windy. So we literally just walked in the door probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes ago. And I said, okay, I want to film a short vlog. And Alex was like, okay. And I said, I want to take a shower. He's taking a shower right now. And so I said, I'm hungry. And he goes, I'm starving. We haven't eaten today. So I said, how do you want to do this? And he goes, why don't I order the food? And then I'll take a shower while you're vlogging. And then, because the food's going to be here in like 30 minutes. So it's going to be a short vlog tonight. It's going to be a short vlog tonight. I don't have tons to say anyway. So probably tonight and tomorrow night, because Ultra ends at midnight, will probably be short vlogs. But I wanted to do something. I didn't want to, I almost like, we were coming back and I was so exhausted. I'll tell you guys about this in a second. So, but I was so exhausted. I was like, well, maybe I'll just put something out and say that I'm not going to vlog tonight. And then I was like, no, because last night's vlog got up so late. So let me tell you what happened with last night's vlog if you watched yesterday's vlog. So I think I posted last night's vlog at like 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't even know what time. Well, as you know, if you watch yesterday's, I didn't vlog that late. I think I vlogged at like 10:30 or 11 or something like that. So I started uploading it on the computer and the Wi-Fi, because I wanted to be able to like use my phone, you know, and call like Tanya and Nikki and my sponsor and stuff while I was like waiting for it to upload, you know? So anyway, so I'm uploading it, like right when I got done, I'm like rendering it. Alex walks in the door and he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm rendering my thing. He's like, okay. He's like, I'm gonna go to bed. He's like, I'm really, really tired. And I said, okay. He's like, what are you gonna do? And I said, well, as soon as this gets done rendering, I'm gonna upload it. And hotels are so weird with Wi-Fi. Like, you know, sometimes you can pay for like the extra fast Wi-Fi. It's like $15 a day or something. I will tell you a little trick if you do that. I have found that the extra Wi-Fi that you pay for is no faster than the regular Wi-Fi. But this hotel doesn't offer that option either way. I probably would have done it last night in all honesty. Because I started uploading the vlog and I saw that, and at that point, like, Alex was in bed. He's like, what are you gonna do when you get I said, well, while the vlog's waiting, I'm not gonna, you know, I was gonna watch Amazing Race. So I said, I think I'm gonna take these socks off. These socks I wore black socks and my new On Clouds today, which before I said I did not think they were super, super comfortable. I will retract that statement after standing on my feet for the last 7 hours. They were very, very comfortable. I was kind of worried because at the last minute, I was like trying to find the black Nikes that I wore last year and I couldn't find them anywhere. And so I was like, well, I'm either gonna have to bring the Aloe shoes, which are less comfortable than the On Cloud shoes, or the On Cloud shoes. And I was like, I'm gonna bring the On Cloud shoes. Which interestingly enough, I saw a lot of people that they had them on tonight. So anyway, but they were really comfortable the whole night. Alex's feet are absolutely killing him. He wore like these Gucci sneakers and they're like, he's like, my feet are killing me. And I was like, well, I wore the On Clouds. I saw a lot of Hokas there too. And I saw one pair of Hey Dudes. This guy was walking in front of me and I was like, at this point I was so tired. I was kind of like looking down and I was like, oh, he has Hey Dudes on. They were like special Hey Dudes. They were like black leather Hey Dudes or something like that. But anyway, so, what was I saying? Oh, so anyway, so when the video got done, Alex was like in bed. He was like looking at TikToks and stuff like that. And he was getting ready to go to sleep. And so when the video got done rendering, which it was rather quick, it took like, I don't know, like 15 or 20 minutes. I started to upload it on the computer. Well, I was sitting there in front of the computer while I was doing it because like I said, I wanted to use my phone to like call people, you know, or get on social media and stuff like that and kind of like just check and see what was going on. And so like on Instagram and things like that. So I started uploading it, and as I was sitting there looking at it, if you upload videos on YouTube, you'll know what I'm talking about. It'll tell you like how long it's gonna take, and usually, like at home, by the way, I have to tell you that this was an email that we got today that they are, because so many people in the neighborhood have apparently complained about it. I've never complained once. They're apparently getting this kind of internet in our neighborhood, supposedly. They like it has to be, this is so stupid, it has to be approved by the HOA. And so the HOA president signed off on it, and she was like, so many people keep on asking about this high-speed internet, and she was like, I'm totally fine with it. She was like, I don't know why we didn't approve it sooner, because this has been something, like Caroline has super high-speed internet. So if that's the case, then it'll take me like 10 minutes, 5 minutes to upload a video. So anyway, if that passes, I don't know why they wouldn't pass it in our neighborhood. But anyway, it has something to do with like, if you live in a condo HOA, I would be interested to know if you like deal with the same thing with the internet, because I've never heard that before. Because I said something to Caroline about her internet, like getting it in the neighborhood. She goes, you guys can't get it in your neighborhood. And I said, how do you know? And she said, because I'm a realtor and I know it's not available with your HOA, because I know that the HOA has to approve it. And I said, is it the maintenance or is it the HOA? And she was like, no, it's the HOA board. They have to approve it. So fingers crossed, we'll get the faster internet. But you know, like, I have to say, if we end up doing that, we'll probably, I think we're still the only people, except for Tanya and her husband, we're like the only people, if you guys still have cable, let me know. We're like the only people in the world that have every streaming service possible, and then we also have cable that we pay outrageous amounts of money for. So that will probably be the thing that ends up getting us to not have cable anymore, and then we'll end up just having streaming services, because we get our internet through it. So it's like, you get cheaper, it's still expensive, anyway, it's stupid. But so I'm sitting there in front of the computer waiting for it to upload. Okay, at this point, I don't even know what time it was, but at this point, I'm like, I want to talk on the phone. I want this thing to upload in like 20 minutes, and then I need to go to bed 'cause I'm like tired. And so I wanted to watch Amazing Race, but I was even kind of like too tired for that. So I was sitting there, I was like, I'm just gonna make these phone calls, it'll upload, and then when I come in, I'll be done, blah, 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 whatever. And so I'm sitting there looking at it, and at first it said like 23 or 24 minutes, and I was like, oh, that's so fast. And then like I looked away for a second because somebody texted me, and then I looked and it said like 56 minutes. And I was like, and then I sat there and I just looked at it, and it went from like 56 minutes to like an hour and 20 minutes to an hour and 35 minutes to like an hour and 40. It was like, at the end, it was like, it maxes out at 3 hours. So after 3 hours, it won't tell you how long it's gonna take. And I was like, it like went to 2 hours and 59 minutes. And I was like, oh my God. And this is the thing. So I thought, you know, because of the Wi-Fi in the room, that my phone wouldn't be any faster. So it's like, there's no point whether I do it on my phone or the computer, it's gonna take 3 hours. So in all honesty, I thought I was going to wake up this morning and post it this morning. So if something happens with the internet and I don't post my plan is to post every day. So if I don't post, you know, while we're here for Ultra, don't worry, I will post it the next morning if you guys like are worrying what's going on or something like that. So anyway, I can't remember who I talked to. So anyway, I talked to a couple people last night, some of my other friends too. And so I went outside and I came back in, and it was like at 6%, and it still had like 2 hours and 58 minutes. I was like, oh my God, this is gonna, and that was like 25 minutes later. I was like, this is gonna take so long. How was your shower?
It was good.
You got all the glitter off your face.
I did, in my body.
You didn't want to sleep in your glitter?
No. Sorry.
It's okay. You can't see it, but my husband's walking around in a towel now. He's getting his pajamas out for the night. So anyway, so I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Like, this is gonna take forever, and then it's gonna be tomorrow morning. And I was like beating myself up about it. This is kind of how I was, like, let's say 5 years ago. Like, I was like, I gotta get this vlog up, like, what's going on, blah, 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 whatever, right? And so I was like, I gotta get this vlog up, and I didn't know what to do. I was like starting to like freak out, because I was like, I don't wanna just like go to bed and then post it at like 10 a.m., you know? And it was also kind of late, so if I like put something up, so if I'm not gonna vlog, I usually put it up on the community tab. So if you come to this channel and you go to where it says like videos, posts, things like that, there's a community tab. So if I'm not gonna vlog, I put it on the community tab. And then I also put it in the Vloggerinos group, because I think that way if somebody sees it over there, then they'll know and they can like post something. If somebody's like asking on old, anyway. So I was like, okay, well, let's try the phone. So I airdropped it to my phone. It canceled twice because of the Wi-Fi in the room. I don't know why. Maybe everybody was in the hotel was like on their Wi-Fi or something. So, so I airdropped it to my phone, and I started like uploading it with the Wi-Fi, because you have to have your Wi-Fi on to airdrop something. And so I had my Wi-Fi on, and I started uploading it, and it like it did the same thing. It went for like 20 minutes to like an hour to like 2 hours. I was like, oh my God. So now I've got one uploading on the computer and I've got another one uploading on my phone. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Like it's gonna take so long, right? So I was like, okay, forget it. I was like, and then something occurred to me. I was like, well, maybe take it off the Wi-Fi and see if the Wi-Fi works. This is so boring, I know. But anyway, this was my life last night. So and at this point, it's late, okay? Like, I mean, it's like, I think it was like 1:30 or something in the morning. So I took it off of Wi-Fi and I started uploading it on my phone, like using like cellular data. And it started uploading really, really quick. And I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be like so quick, blah, 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 whatever. And so I was like, okay, like I'm gonna read a little bit and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna like check it and it'll be done, right? So I came over at one point and I like looked at the phone and it was like, so it goes through processing and then it goes through uploading and it was like halfway through with the uploading. You guys hear the bridge over there? So it was like halfway through the uploading. This is kind of, I just have to tell you too, this is kind of weird because I vlog with Alex upstairs, but I hardly ever vlog with him standing like 10 feet in front of me. I feel like I have a live audience.
You do.
I do. So anyway, I'm so hungry right now too. Okay, so anyway, so I come over and it's like halfway through uploading. I was like, oh my God, it's got like, and it had like 5 minutes left on it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be done so quick. Well, then I came back like 3 or 4 minutes later and it like had started uploading again. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And I was like, oh, at this point I was watching The Sixth Sense on TV. I was like, this is gonna take forever. It's gonna keep on doing this. I didn't even understand what it was doing. It was like, get to a certain point and then would start uploading again. So I was like, I can't do this. This is driving me crazy. So I was like, I'll just upload it on the computer. Well, I went in the bathroom and like brushed my teeth and stuff and to come to bed and I was just gonna like upload on the computer. I was gonna like just put it up this morning and I came back and it was almost done uploading. I was like, oh my gosh. So I just sat there and like watched it. I was like, please, please, please just like get done uploading, you know? And so anyway, it finally did. And that's when I posted it last night. So yeah, and then I went to bed because I was so tired and I was so exhausted and I just was like, okay, got this up. So yeah. So our plan was that we were going to get up today and we were going to, I like that tank top that you have on, that's cute.
Thanks.
Is it new?
No, it's old.
It's like this striped blue and white tank top. Oh, those shorts are cute too. You could just sit right in front of me and then I could just live vlog to you.
Oh my God.
So our plan was that we were gonna get up early and maybe like go to the pool. But we got up, I don't know what time he got up, but he got up before me. And I said something to him, I said, oh, I woke up when he got up and I said something to him and he goes, well, I was gonna get up and go to the pool. It was like, I think it was like 10 at that point or something. Oh, no, I said to him something about getting up early and he goes, yeah, he was gonna do some work this morning. He said, I decided not to. Do you remember when I was like vlogging last year after Ultra? It was last year, wasn't it? And you could like hear the cars honking on the street. So anyway, I was gonna vlog outside on the patio. Maybe tomorrow night or Sunday I'll do that. So anyway, so yeah, so he said, but I'm just gonna go back to bed, I'm tired. So we slept, we were exhausted. I don't know if it just like caught up with us or whatever, but we were exhausted. We literally slept like off and on all day long until like 3 o'clock. And at 3 o'clock I was like, I've got to get up and have some coffee or something. I started having like a headache and I was like, I think this is me not having any caffeine. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get some coffee. I asked him, I said, do you want any, he's adjusting the temperature gauge. I said, do you want any coffee? He was like, no. He's like, I'm just gonna stay in bed for a little bit. So I walked down the street and got some coffee and I walked back and checked in with Caroline and Tanya and Nikki. Mel and I were texting all day long. And so when I got back, Alex was already, like he had already showered and was like getting ready and he was applying his glitter and stuff like that. And I was still so tired. I was like, babe, I have to sit here and drink this coffee and I have to like pull it together. I said, what time do you want to leave? And he's like by 5:30. And I said, okay. So at that point it was like, I think it was like 4:30. And I said, well, I'll start getting ready at like 5. So I drank my coffee, which is sitting right over there. I didn't even finish it all the way. So I drank my coffee and I was like, okay, you gotta rally. You gotta pull it together and you gotta rally. So So yeah, so I went in and I was kind of like critical of myself about what I was gonna wear. I always do this. And I brought like very boring outfits to wear. Like I bought a blue t-shirt, two black t-shirts to wear, a pair of navy blue shorts, a pair of black shorts, and then these are these. The brand is that Bare Bottom. I love that brand. I bought some swimsuits recently from them because I had a blue one. So I bought like three new swimsuits because I love their swimsuits. These are like army green. And they come like they're like the 5-inch shorts. Oh, it just went out of focus. What happened? Hold on a second. Okay. So anyway, so I was like, Peter, lay your stuff out. Don't freak out, because I was like, this isn't cute. I mean, Alex came out. He looks so cute. I was like, this is not cute. I was like, nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna be looking at you. Whatever. Nobody was really like. There were a couple people that were kind of like extravagantly like festival dressed this year, but not tons. I mean, there was a lot of glitter and fans and stuff like that. But and he's like laying backwards on the bed with his feet out. Are your feet hurting, babe?
Yeah.
He said yes. Maybe tomorrow you could get some on clouds like me instead of wearing those painful shoes. All I can see is his feet on top of the bed. He's like stretching his feet out. So anyway, so I took a shower and I got dressed and I was like, you know what, this is comfortable. And that's kind of the way I go now, is like just wear something comfortable. I mean, this looks exactly like what I wear at home, doesn't it? So I was like, just go with something comfortable. Alex said I looked cute, but I was like, I don't think I look real cute. But anyway, so the weather was perfect actually today for a festival. I think it's gonna maybe, I think tomorrow it's like just like one shower, and then on Sunday there's possible rain, but it could like change. I mean, let's look and see what the weather says now for the next couple days, because that might change. You know how weather is. Somebody said yesterday, they were like, you know how weather is in Florida, like, you know, it rains for like a half an hour and then it stops. Last year at Ultra, it rained for like 3 hours and we had ponchos. I bought ponchos this time. I bought us 2 each. So we brought them down here so we wouldn't have to hunt them down that day. Okay, so Saturday, high of 79, cloudy in the evening. Oh, with scattered thunderstorms developing after midnight. Oh, well, that's good. We'll at least make it back here. And then Sunday, 80 and cloudy, partly cloudy skies early, followed by increasing clouds with showers developing later at night. Okay, well, hopefully we'll miss it. The ponchos that I got are like really like big ponchos. It says one size fit all. They're like these huge ponchos. When you fold them up, they're like 1.5 inches thick and they're like this long. And I don't want to take up my whole fanny pack. And then Monday, 82, a few clouds, low 73. So we walked over there at like 5:30, and like Fridays, I mean, it's packed, it's, you know, but it's not as packed as it is like on Saturdays and Sundays. I think Saturdays are usually the busiest day, probably. So we got over there, Alex was like, well, who do you want to see? I said, I really don't care. And so we usually go between like the Resistance stage, which is like the Carl Cox stage, and the main stage. Tiesto, I think, was playing at 7. And so, an Art Bat, who I think Alex already knew, but I didn't last year, and we heard them play at the Resistance stage, and I really, really liked them. So, Alex was like, are you sure you don't care to miss Tiesto? I said, I've seen Tiesto so many times, I really don't care. I said, babe, look, you pick, we'll just do whatever you want to do today. I'll tell you who we heard, because we went over there. First of all, I love female DJs. I don't even know how to explain it. I just, like, Nora and Pure is my favorite. I just love female DJs. So we walked into the Resistance stage, and it was the person that was on. Do you remember what her? It was something Monique. Let me see if it still is on here. Friday, yeah, it is. Let's see the Resistance stage. She was so good. Why isn't it showing the Resistance stage on here? Here it is. It doesn't even have her on here. Oh, that's the Cove. Her name was Miss Monique. We couldn't, and then it was Art Bat. Babe, after Art Bat was that guy that you wanted to see.
What?
Do you have your AirPods in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. After Art Bat was that guy you wanted to see, that Boris. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh. So then we went over to the live stage, or we went over to the main stage, and we saw the end of Afrojack's set So good. Do you remember me saying, I don't care if I miss Afrojack? His set was so good. We heard like the last probably 40 minutes of it. And so he brought David Guetta and Sia out there. Sia was there live. And she sang 2 songs. I don't know what she was dressed as. I put it on my Instagram. I have no idea what she was dressed as. I said to Alex, I said, is she dressed like she has huge like gown on. And I said, is she dressed like a cat? And he goes, I said, what's she dressed as? And he goes, herself. You she had the hair and the whole thing, but like, she was so good live though. But they did Titanium. Apparently it's like the first time they've ever done it live. At Ultra or a music festival. He's got his AirPods in now. So anyway, after Afrojack was Alesso, who, you know why I got confused about this? Okay, so Afrojack, after David Guetta and Sia came out, did Don't Worry Child by Swedish House Mafia. And that's why I thought it was Steve Angelo. Because I said, Alex, I didn't even know, like at the time it was Afrojack. I thought it was Steve Angelo because it's Afrojack. I was like, because we walked in, I didn't look at my thing. So, because it played Swedish House Mafia. Okay, so then it was Alesso. I didn't think Alesso's set was that great. And then it was Everything Always, Dom Dalla and John Summit. Alex thought they were fantastic. I thought they were okay. I thought, well, to be honest with you, by then, I was so exhausted. I just was like, and I'm just moving back. I was so tired. You know, and like, it's so funny because when you look around, like, there's a lot of people, like, Alex dances the entire time, like, super powerful dancing, but like, and I did not sit down. I'm like thinking it before I say this. I did not sit down one time, not one time. Alex even sat down and stretched and stuff. I did not sit down one time. I was very proud of myself. But not that there was any shame in sitting down, but I usually do, like for half an hour or something. We didn't even go up. So when we got there, bless you. When we got there, so, okay, when you go in through like the VIP access, there's like, which like half the people there get VIP access. It's not like this huge special thing. But anyway, but there's like this, so for the main stage, there's like this tiered area for the, anyway, and that's where like the bathrooms and stuff are. It's on the water, it's beautiful. It's like it's the bayfront, and so there's all these boats that are docking there and coming in through there and stuff like that. Like these yachts bring people there for like, well, there's VIP like we get, and then there's like VIP. What were we watching? Oh, was it Dubai? What did Chanel call her seats when she went and saw Beyonce? He's got his AirPods in. She called it VVIP, I think. Yeah, what did Chanel Ayan call her VIP seats to see Beyonce? Did she call, was it Beyonce? And she called it VVIP or something?
Yeah.
He's so tired. So anyway, there's VIP and then there's VVIP. And VVIP is like the clubs have sections and they're like these huge white, you know, couch. I think I've shown some on Instagrams before, stuff like that. There's, I mean, but not just clubs, like people get them too. I don't know where people have these kind of money, but it's like 60 to 100. I think Jason looked into it one year. Oh, Melissa, we were texting today too because she was like, I'm really sad that we're missing Ultra this year. And she's got so many, she was like, we've got so many concerts. Well, now that Lady Gaga announced her tour, I'm sure Melissa's wanting to go to like 3 or 4 of her shows. But she has so many concerts for the New Kids on the Block. So she's like, we had to like pick which ones we were going to go to and stuff like that. And they just got back from Naples anyway. Is that our food? Is our food here? Okay, let me get this food and then I will be back well, it'll be longer than that. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. We just ate. I was so hungry earlier. We were at the music festival. I was like, I cannot wait to get back and order something. I was so hungry. And I got a Beyond Burger and I couldn't even finish it. And Alex got chicken fingers and he couldn't really finish his either. So anyway, he's sitting at the table finishing his right now. And I said, what are you gonna do? Because I was gonna go outside. And he goes, you can sit in here. He's like, I'm gonna put my AirPods in anyway. And I said, what are you gonna watch? And he said, my phone. I said, what on your phone? He said, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know where I was at talking about, favorite DJs and things like that. Oh, Nikki just texted me. So Nikki was so excited tonight. So she took her oldest son and his 2 friends. She like chaperoned and took them to a concert. We'll drop them off at the concert. And so while they were there, I think it was like his first concert or something like that. Anyway, she got him the tickets for his birthday. While he was there, she went over to her mother-in-law's house. It was her and her mother-in-law and her sister-in-law, and they watched Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then they ordered food, and she was ordering Cheesecake Factory. They knew like 4 days ago they were ordering Cheesecake Factory. I've ordered my fair share of Cheesecake Factory from DoorDash, right? So she was like, what should I get? And I was like, well, what do you want? And she was like, I love the 4-cheese pasta. I was like, oh my God, Nikki, you're making me hungry. The 4-cheese pasta is so good. And so she's like, but I want to get cheesecake too. And she's like, what's your favorite cheesecake from there? I said, Cinnabon is hands down. I said, you like peanut butter, right? She's like, yeah. And I said, if you get the peanut butter one, they have the regular peanut butter cheesecake, and then they have the Adams peanut butter. You want to get the Adams peanut butter cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory. But then she was looking at the menu, and she said, this is when I was talking to her earlier, they had like a triple berry one, and I was like, ooh, is that good? And she's like, yeah. So she sent me pictures of what she got. You ready? So she got the 4-cheese pasta. Did I say pizza? I meant pasta. So she got the 4-cheese pasta. And then her favorite cheesecake is just like plain cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory. And then she got the berry one, because I told her to send me pictures of it. And she said to me, I said, oh my God, yum. And she said, girl, that cheesecake, my new favorite. Keep in mind that the plain will always be my number one. I said, LOL. And then, do you want to hear my text messages from my neighbor? So we got a package today, and I asked my neighbor next door if she could go pick it up. This is my neighbor that I go to the pool with that's made some like, you know, like vlog appearances walking her dog. And so, I was texting her about the package, and she told me that she got the package. I was like, thank you so much. And I said, when we get back, it's almost time for the pool to open. And she goes, when is that? Like the end of May? LOL. She's like, are you gonna be gone? I was like, no. And I said, yeah, Memorial Day weekend, if not sooner. Okay, if you missed this video, like in one of the videos, she sent it to me finally, and I showed. Did I show it? I think I showed it, didn't it? Didn't I? Okay, so she is an only child, and I'm an only child, okay? So one day we were talking about like, and she was raised in that neighborhood because her grandmother lives in that neighborhood. And when I would go over there and visit my mom, I can remember her as like a little girl. I didn't connect it until like probably 2 or 3 years after we were like talking one day, and I was like, oh my God, I can remember like you up there with your, because there's this whole thing about like my mom and I and my old roommate were at the pool one day, and it was her, the woman who with her granddaughter and this other girl, and they didn't look anything alike. I mean, my neighbor has like red hair, and she had like really red hair when she was a little kid. And so these two girls were like, it was my neighbor, and she was like, we're twins. And the girl was like, we are? And my mom's like, you're twins. You don't look a lot alike. And she's like, are you fraternal or identical twins? My mom would always like engage in these conversations. She goes, we're fraternal twins. We think we like can finish each other's sentences. It was a whole conversation. My roommate and I were just like laughing at this conversation. I feel like I'm right up on you guys tonight. Anyway, so I said that to her one day. She's like, I don't remember that at all. She goes, but I know who it would have been. She was like, because this is my friend. I don't remember the other girl. But she's like, this is my friend that like I always, you know, like hung out with. And she would go swimming with me when I would come over to my grandma's house and stuff like that. So anyway, she actually grew up like 2 blocks from where we live. She grew up like really close to where my aunt and uncle used to live, where Caroline grew up. She grew up like 1 street over from there. So like where we live, like she's lived in this neighborhood like her entire life other than going to college. So anyway, so last summer, if you guys remember, we were going to the pool like all the time together and at night, right? So this one night, like the cord in the pool that separates like the shallow from the deep end with the rope, which sometimes they would take down, we got talking about how we used to always like, I always as a kid played on that rope in any pool. And she's like, oh my God, I always did too. And she's like, I still do. And I was like, I still do too when I'm up here, you know, like if I just am with one other person or whatever. And so we got talking about the pool, and so then we like the rope in the pool, and so we recorded ourselves doing this. Like, did I show you guys the video? Let me see if I have it here, and I bet I do. Oh, I do. Here it is. Let's turn the volume down so you can't hear it. Okay, here it is. Here's, I don't know if you can see it. There's me doing the flip in the pool. Okay, and then where's the one of the two of us together? I have that one too. I think I recorded it on my phone. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on a second. Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, I think I've shown it before. But it's she and I like side by side doing like synchronized this rope flipping thing. So we made this whole thing up about how we were doing like the HOA condo Olympics and all this kind of stuff while we were doing these rope flips. So I was texting her and I said, we were talking about the pool opening. And, oh, I'm going into Nikki's text. Hold on a second. So I was texting Caroline tonight. I told her I was at the music festival. She kept on texting me like I wasn't like, I was like, girl, we don't have great reception here. And I'm like dancing. And I was like, my phone would go off. And it would be like Caroline. She's like, no, what about this show? I'm like, Caroline, I'm at a music festival right now. I should be so happy that somebody wants to check in with me, right? She said, when is it? Like the end of May? I said, yeah, Memorial Day weekend, if not sooner. I said, you better start stretching to get ready for our ropes exercises, LOL. And she said, ha ha ha, I'll get on it. And I said, the Olympics are coming to the HOA. And she said, gonna be a tough season this year. I've been mapping out my set. Got some new moves to whip out. And then I said, haha. And then I said, I've been practicing my quarter round off, 2 hands on the rope into a split on the rope with a combined triple axel off of the rope one-handed. And she said, my routine is the secret. And then she put the nail polish emoji. So anyway, okay, so we went over there. Yeah, it was great tonight. I just got like really, really tired about 2 hours before we left. And this is the thing, like if you go to stuff like that, if you're like, the shoes were super, super comfortable. Those, they're the walking ones. I think they are the walking on clouds that were not so comfortable when I walked on them at home. I've kind of like gone back and forth, but the Hokas are definitely, I know people say the Hokas break in too. I've walked in those Hokas enough and they should have been broken in by now. I don't think they're comfortable. But anyway, the Aloe and the On Cloud I've like walked back and forth on. And until today, they really, I was like, they are so comfortable. But you know, like when you're like at something like that and you know you have like 3 more hours. I wasn't gonna leave early, you know what I mean? I mean, we were having a fun time and all kinds of stuff. I just was tired. And there's really not any place to sit unless you just sit on the ground. And I was like, well, I might want to wear these shorts. I didn't want to get them wet or dirty. So I was like, I don't want to sit on the ground. So but if you just stand in place, like, is this like an older person thing? Like when you stand in place, it's like you get more tired. So then I'm just kind of like, a lot of the night I was like doing all this kind of stuff, you know, the jumps and all that kind of stuff. But like at some point I just kind of was doing like this just to kind of stay in motion, you know? Oh my God, we should look at my steps. They weren't as great as I thought they would be. Let's look at my steps and see what the steps are. At one point okay, let's look. Well, for today, I've done 1,100 already. Do you know what is so funny is I was just thinking about this the other day. So, and I know when I say this, some of you will be like, oh, I walk 40,000 steps a day. Okay, when I walk in the neighborhood, like when I walk like for an hour and a half, first of all, you have to understand, I'm very sedentary all day long. I just make videos. I walk maybe 100 feet here, 100 feet there. I'm very sedentary. So unless I leave the house, like with Caroline or Alex or Tanya, like my steps are very low unless I walk, right? So when I walk, if I walk for like an hour and a half, I think it's about 11,000 steps. If I walk, sometimes it's like 13, 14,000 steps. Today, I was thinking about this today, and I was earlier, and I was thinking about like when I walk, right? Because you know, like there are people that are like, oh, shoot, I just went out of it. What do I do? Okay, you know there are people that like walk like, have you heard these people that are walking like 30 to 50,000 steps, and they're just like, their weight's just like falling off of them? Well, the last time I walked like an hour and 45 minutes, I looked at my thing and it was like 13,750 or something like that. I was like, I would have to take like 3, almost 2 hour walk. I would have to walk for like 6 hours a day to even get like 30,000 steps, if even that, right? So last night, well tonight, 21,563 steps. Very proud of myself. So, and then it says underneath here, this year you're walking more on average than you did in 2024. Well, that's good. So yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. I just, like, there's some people that I'm really excited about. So we went to the resistance stage, which is smaller, but it's still massive. I mean, there's probably, I don't even know how many people, 10,000 people in there. So anyway, and then like the VIP section's raised and there's probably like 100 people up there or something like that. And it's like to the side. That was where we heard Miss Monique. I'd never heard of her before. I looked at Alex and said, have you ever heard of this DJ before? He's like, never. She was so good. She had like black hair and it was like green in the front. She was really, really good. And then we stayed for Art Bat. And their set was like an hour and a half or an hour and 15 minutes. And they did a lot of like mixes of like, oh, when we came, oh my God, this is so funny. We were walking into the festival. Somebody was playing this like trancey mix of Country Roads, and so I'm like singing it as we go on. Country roads take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia. I don't have coffee tonight. I have that Coke. So Art Bat played mixes. Excuse me, the ice flew out of my mouth. Played mixes of stuff that I was not expecting them. I remember when we heard them last year, like they were really, really good. That was the first time I had heard them, but they played a lot of stuff that I didn't know. It sounded like, it was like French remix music and kind of stuff like that. It was really good, but it was like, I mean, I didn't know, you know? They played a mix of Losing My Religion by R.E.M. They played, oh, that Somebody I Used to Love song, which I kind of forgotten all about that song. So anyway, we got there at like 5. We left here at 5:30. I think as we were walking out, I looked at the clock and it said 5:33. So we got over there about 5:45. I mean, it's literally like a 5-minute walk, if that. And so we walked over there, we got in. We walked right to the Resistance stage. And then we heard the end of Miss Monique. She was there. Excuse me. So if you like that kind of like electronic dance music, she might be somebody to check out. I never heard of her before. But anyway, everybody was super, super friendly. Oh, this is what was really interesting about this year. So, you know, like I always feel super old when I go to these music festivals. Oh, I haven't said that. Well, if I haven't said that, I do. In fact, I can remember when Alex first wanted to go, I was like, which is like, we were figuring, I thought it was like our 10th year, but this is actually our 9th year of going because there was a couple years that we missed because of like, you know, the accident and then the lockdown and things like that. There's been like a couple years that we haven't gone, but this is our 9th year going to it. And so I can remember the first year we were going to come down here. And I said, if we do it, we have to get VIP tickets because I cannot stand it on. I mean, the area where the lawn is like jam-packed like this. I was like, I can't do that. I mean, there's just no way. I mean, I would have been, it was probably 12 years ago. So I would have been 40 at the time, which is interesting because I was Alex's age that he is now. So, I was like, there's no way that I can, so we have to get like, so I have a place to sit, which is interesting because VIP doesn't really ever have a place to sit anymore, you know, upstairs you do. Oh, that's what I was saying, is upstairs. Okay, there was a line to get in. So there was like it's called the mega structure. And so, is it the mega structure the Carl Cox thing, or is the mega structure the main stage?
Mega structure is Resistance.
Okay, sorry. The main stage is, they have this like big thing, it's like, it's where, oh, I was talking about the ritzy people sections that were like 100,000. I think Jason looked at it one year and was like, do you remember how much he said that it was for a section there?
No.
Super expensive. It was like 50 or 100,000. It was ridiculous. And so, but it's nice up there. It used to be like 2 tiers for like the VIP people, but now they put like more couches down there, so it's just 1 tier. Well, when we got there, they weren't letting any more, I don't know how they're gonna get through this weekend because they weren't letting any more people up there. And it was Friday and it was early. I was like, they're not letting any people up there. It's packed. I mean, they're done already. So we like, that's when we went to the Resistance stage. We didn't even go up. We usually, like, when we first started going, we stood upstairs and watched the stage. And there's not really, like, now it's so packed up there, there's not really any place to dance. And of course, like, we like to dance the whole time and stuff like that. So in front of the whole VIP thing is like a gated off area. I mean, it's like probably like a city block all the way down. And then it's like they like a gate going into like where the field is. So it separates it. It has like a bar there, bars and stuff. And there's like stairs going up to where the sections are for the people that come for the sections. But there's always a line for that. Like last year we waited in line. Oh my God, that's when I saw Micah Plath last year. Which, by the way, somebody commented. Did somebody send it to me? I think they said it in a comment on my vlog. They said something about there was a bunch of like Plath drama going on with Olivia coming out and saying a bunch of stuff. I didn't know anything about that. I commented back and I said thank you for letting me know. Maybe it was on my drama channel. So I probably will be making that video. I might make it on my TV watching channel. I was like looking everywhere. If you watch Southern Hospitality, I was looking everywhere for Maddie Reese tonight. I was like, I wonder if Maddie Reese is here. She's probably doing like pool parties and stuff, but I thought, I wonder if she's down here, like if she would come. I would love to run into Maddie Reese and Joe Bradley from Southern Hospitality. Did you hear Leva's leaving Southern Charm? I haven't even started watching it yet. All these people are leaving. Garcelle's leaving, the Beverly Hills, and I think I talked about that the other night. But anyway, so we went to the resistance stage, and then we came back. Yeah, people were really nice. It wasn't super, oh, this is what I was gonna say. When we were at, Alex said he thought it was the other way. But when we were at the resistance stage, I felt like it was a lot older. I was like, oh, that's what I was gonna say. So like, I always felt like I'm like, whenever I go into it, I always feel like I'm the oldest person, and then I get there and I'm like, there's people that are a lot older than me here. But every year I always feel like, because I'm getting older, you know, like, oh, you're gonna be the oldest one. I'm not at all. In fact, there was this woman, this was right before we left the resistance stage. Did you think that woman that came in front of us, the older couple that was with her daughter, did you think she looked like Susie?
I don't know who you're talking about.
The woman, she was probably like 80. Anyway, there was this woman that came in, and she was probably like my age, and she came in, you could tell it was her parents. And her mom was like, had like a t-shirt, like a sweater. It was real cute. And she got so into it. She was like taking videos, and she was dancing and stuff like that. She had to, I swear to God, this woman had to have been 80. I was like, I live. But like, I thought most of the people that were up there were probably between like Alex's age and maybe 65. I was kind of surprised. He said he thought it was a lot younger over there. Well, maybe like the massive crowd but when we went to the main stage, there were, I mean, I was telling Alex, I almost kind of wonder if it's not because, like, you know, a lot of music festivals have, like, a lot of these, like, like the DJs that he really likes that I don't know. But, like, the David Guettas and, you know, the Steve Angelos and the Axwells and stuff like that have been around for a long time, and Tiesto, like, the people that started listening when they came around are now my age. So I'm wondering if, like, Ultra kind of caters to, like, an older crowd a little bit. But there were a lot of people there. Actually, in front of us, there was this, these two women next to us that were dancing the whole time. They were, this one woman, you could tell she was in love with Alex. She leaned over, she's like, your husband's such a good dancer. I forgot to tell you that. But anyway, the woman with the clear backpack, you know those two women?
No.
He's like half asleep. But anyway, she's like, your husband's such a good dancer. They were probably like my age. Like probably exactly my age. And then there was this couple in front of us. I thought they were like father and son at first. The older guy was probably, I mean, if I'm 53, it was weird because he had like white hair and a beard just like me, but he had to be in his early to mid 60s. He danced the whole time too, I couldn't believe it. And then it was his husband because like they were married. I mean, unless they were cheating on other people because they like had wedding bands on and they were like kissing and stuff like that. They were very affectionate with each other. And he was probably, his husband wasn't super young, but he was younger than Alex. He was probably like, how old do you think that other guy was? Do you know?
No.
Do you see how asleep he is? And I said this was gonna be a short vlog, and now here I keep on going. So I don't know, but anyway, there were a lot of people there. I also noticed that I thought there were a lot more than years before. I thought there were a lot more gay people there, like gay guys. I mean, it seems like it's kind of gotten a little bit more each year. It's very like there's. Oh, you know, they didn't do the flag thing tonight. They usually have, maybe they'll do that tomorrow night. They have everybody hold up the flag from wherever they are. That's the other thing. I didn't see a lot of flags this year. This one guy, when we were in the resistance stage, was carrying, like, you know, people carry like flags on poles and they wave them around and stuff like that from whatever country they're from. And this guy was like carrying, like moving through the crowd. Alex goes, look. I was like, is that supposed to be a joke or something? He was like, I don't know. And it was this huge like palm frond tree. It was just like carrying it up through the crowd. You could just see this dead palm frond moving through the tree. So anyway, while we were eating dinner, I said, are you going to get up and go to the pool tomorrow? I said, because I'm going to be sleeping. And he goes, I'm sleeping in too. His legs are really hurting him. He's got his legs up over there. So, all right, I'm going to get off here now, and I am going to take a shower and put my comfy pajamas on. I want to read a little bit, and I want to definitely finish Amazing Race. Maybe watch an episode or two of Ghosts tonight. Anyway, I know that this is shorter, and tomorrow and Sunday night will probably, well, maybe not Sunday night, but tomorrow will definitely be, probably tomorrow and Sunday night, because we'll be back from Ultra, will be shorter than you guys are used to. But longer than the vacation vlogs originally started. When I first started them, they were like 15 or 20 minutes, if you remember that. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Friday. Well, it's Saturday for you now, but I hope that you are having a fantastic beginning to your weekend. If nobody else told you this today, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.